What's going on, everybody? Anthony Campo here with Be Battle Ready Podcast, Daily Battle Edition. Hey, today I want to talk to you about the first step in setting up your next strategic plan. So let's get started. The question is, what does it take to build a battle ready business? What does it take to dial in your marketing, sales, fulfillment, and leadership so that you can go to war in the marketplace and win? My name is Anthony Campo, your host and chief coach at Battle Ready Business. This is the Be Battle Ready Podcast, Daily Battle Edition. And on a daily basis, we're going to take a deep dive look at what it takes to win in the marketplace. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. So when thinking about what to talk about today, we are on April 1st, so we just finished the first quarter, right? The first 3 months of the year. A lot of people plan on that cycle of planning for the first 3 months, and it's a good indicator of where you are at in your business. So now it might be time to step back, reflect, and see if your assumptions and your plans that you made in all the actions that you did in the first quarter, panned out. So, what would be the first step in to reflect and to adjust your strategic plan? This can even be used to start your strategic plan. So the first thing that we need to do is look back. Look back at, what did we assume to happen? What we needed to, what we assumed that we were going to happen? What, not just your numbers, but what assumptions did you make that you were able to accomplish in the work that you would get done? So maybe you had some campaigns that you launched or did not launch. Or you thought you could get done a certain amount of work within that campaign and it didn't get done. Or it produced amazing results. Or it didn't produce amazing results. So the idea of this is to look at the patterns that you had in your business, in your own productivity, over the last 90 days. Now, a lot of times we don't take this time to reflect. So this would be a good time this week to do that. So looking back at what worked, what didn't work, what patterns were there, what systems worked, what systems didn't work, and what needs to be fixed to accelerate your results. So that would be the first step. And, going through and outlining, looking back at like your last plan, and if you're talking about systems and all that, what actually, what was it that broke down? Outlining the current state of that and finding the gaps and the holes. So why is this important? Because if you don't look back and see what happened and identify the weak points, and you just go along and you try to go accomplish the next thing, it's going to you're going to end up with the same result. Maybe these results were great, and maybe you're in a position of saying, well, we accomplished X like we said we were, or blew it out. So what is the next thing that we need to do to continue going? And it might be a holding pattern because that system is working up until a certain point. And I look at that in this visual representation of like, the amount of speed that or capacity that you have. And you might not have maxed out your current capacity. So you might have a lot more capacity left in time, resources, energy, and all that. So where are those specific breakdowns that didn't work. Let's talk about what didn't work. And what can you do to fix them, over this next week? The next step after lining that down of finding out the breakdowns in there is to find what would it look like if you did, what would a perfect situation look like? And then you have, if you have a current way of doing something and you say, well, if we did it this way, we'd probably produce a better result, and figure out the steps to transition into that next piece. So, over the last 90 days, I made assumptions, and some were made a lot of progress. Others didn't make a lot of progress. So now I can identify for myself, to be authentic, of the pieces that I need to correct. And some of those, one major piece I took action on last week, and continue to take down the next few pieces. So I'd like to know that. Where are you at with what happened over the last week, or last 90 days, my bad. And what can you do to accelerate your results? So I look forward to supporting you, and I'll talk to you soon. This concludes another episode of the Be Battle Ready Podcast, Daily Battle Edition. If you're a business owner with 3 to 20 people and you want to build a battle ready business so that you can go to war in the marketplace and win, head over to battlereadybusiness.com/go to get the conversation started. Other than that, I'll see you next time.